Manish Sisodia's counsel there constantly implying that what's the ground for the ED to ask for Sisodia's arrest when he's not even been summoned. There was no summons issued to him. He was just a day before his bail hearing. That's today. The ED reached Tihar jail, questioned him, and then quickly took him into custody. So that raises intentions, the intention of the Enforcement Directorate. That's also being argued there. Where is the money trail? Manish, would you tell us how important is it for money trail to be established for the ED to investigate this case? Is it mandatory at all?
Well, Nabila, as far as today's hearing is concerned about the custody of Manish Sisodia, it is not at all important for the Enforcement Directorate to prove that they have money trail or not, because in their argument they have already said that we need custody of Manish Sisodia because we want to establish the money trail. So far, they have the money trail of the Hawala transactions linking to Vijay Nair. They are claiming that Vijay Nair is an associate of Manish Sisodia. It means that Manish Sisodia was instructing Vijay Nair to take this money. So these are their grounds. As far as this custody argument is concerned, all they need to establish is that why they need custody of Manish Sisodia. Also, an important argument by the lawyers of Manish Sisodia is that he was arrested only because there was a bail hearing. Now, ED has also given a rebuttal before the court saying that they are within their power to arrest any person under Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and this is also for the understanding of our viewers that under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, ED cannot go and arrest any person until that person has not been questioned and they have a sufficient ground to arrest that person. Here, they questioned Manish Sisodia for 2 days. So timing again is going to be politicized by the politicians of Aam Aadmi Party and other opposition party. But as far as agency is concerned, they are claiming that we questioned him for 2 days, where within their rights, we gave the arrest moment of Manish Sisodia, explaining him the ground of arrest, and that is why Manish Sisodia has been arrested. Timing doesn't matter here because we need Manish Sisodia for custodial interrogation. So again, interesting arguments by both the sides, but end of the day, the question which you asked, whether the money trail has to be established today or not, as far as my understanding is concerned, it is not at all important for the Enforcement Directorate to prove today that they have a money trail against Manish Sisodia or not. Nabila.
All right, so clearly we see the court right now in a position, in quite a spot, of course, as interesting arguments coming in from the ED as well as Manish Sisodia's counsel. Anisha Mathur, who's right outside court. Anisha, would you tell us how far will Sisodia's counsel be able to convince the court that there is no money trail and thus he can't be kept in custody? Do you think this will hold any water? The fact that they found no money trail or proceeds of the crime at all, does that dilute this case at all?
Well, Nabila, as Manish just pointed out, that at this stage, because remember, this is only the stage of remand and even then the first remand. The ED does not specifically need to show the entire investigation or the entire money trail. What they do need to show is that there are sufficient linkages to take custody and proceed with the custodial interrogation to prove the money trail, as my colleague Manish just was explaining. However, his lawyers, of course, are fighting tooth and nail to ensure that he does not get sent to ED custody, because the moment the PMLA kicks in, the moment the ED custody kicks in, getting bail and getting him out from the jail is going to be extremely difficult in the coming few months. Now, Sisodia's lawyers now, and I'm reading out what my colleagues have sent me from inside the courtroom. Siddharth Agarwal, who's a senior advocate appearing for Sisodia, is saying that the ED is not even following the due procedure that is required to arrest somebody and to get their custody. That they have not informed Sisodia's lawyers or written in the remand application about the grounds for custodial interrogation. They have not given any grounds for the arrest of Mr. Sisodia, and that by itself is a glaring enough lapse due to which the court should not grant them custody. Additionally, of course, his lawyers, senior advocates Siddharth Agarwal, senior advocate Mohit Mathur and senior advocate Dayan Krishnan have been arguing that there is not enough evidence in place for the ED to be given custody of Mr. Sisodia. One other argument that had been raised is that Dinesh Arora, who's the key approver in this case, has not said that he gave money. he has said, and this is and I'm quoting here from what my colleague Srishti has sent out, that Dinesh Arora did not say that he gave money. He said that Sunai diya hai Vijay Nair ko 20-30 crore rupees diye gaye. But according to the lawyers for Sisodia, of course, this is only hearsay. There is no direct evidence that any money was ever given. That the agency must establish that any money has come to me, that is Manish Sisodia, and that is where again and again they're arguing that to just say that somebody heard that somebody else got money is not enough, because, and I'm quoting directly here, they must establish that money has come to me. Otherwise, in this country, it would be so easy for anyone to say this, say that this and this person has been given money. And when this happens, the court's oversight on the issue will end. What the lawyers for Sisodia have been emphasizing for the last about half an hour or so of arguments is that it is the court's responsibility to ensure that all the grounds for arrest, the grounds for custody, etc. are very, very carefully looked into so that the rights of citizens are not violated.
All right.